Project Transit. It's a game like no other. That's the thing I'd say the most about it. Now, I've played this quite a few times, but I'm not really, invested in it. I just feel like there's something it lacks, and I don't know what it is. I think it could be that even something as simple as the lighting or the branding. I just don't know what it is. Ugh. I like the addition of buses, just here, scenery. A lot of train simulators just don't really do that, and it does make me quite sad. This game to me just feels very indie. There's a lot of things about this game that just remind me of old SCR, and I think it's purposeful. For those who don't know, I will go into SCR later. It's the biggest, in my opinion, not the best train simulator. Part of the reason I made this series was to find out which one was, and I don't think I'm going to find out. This station's boring. Let's go drive some trains. So, free, you get the 153 and the 158. That's not bad for starting out. Games like MTG, Mind the Gap, which is the last game we've talked about, they definitely have a lot more choice than this for your starters, but the prices seem fair. International trains, really? Wow. They have trams as well. Hey, if a part 2 comes, I'm not paying that. The train choices are quite odd. That 390 looks horrific. And how could they do the Wessex Electrics like that? GCR's Wessex Electrics were amazing. It really goes to show it's not about the trainers, it's about the developers. I think I've seen that Class 205 before. It might be a paid model. Although, forgive me if I'm wrong. It just looks vastly different to the rest of the network. The livery colours as well look... I came in here with high expectations. As I said, I have played this before, but I think I'm just too nostalgia blind. This game really, really, really does remind me of old SCR. If you look at old videos of that time, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. The scenery might be better, yes, and this and that, and the trains weren't, all of them weren't interior, and they didn't have the 390. The game itself, it really does remind me. Like, look at this Class 170, and let's compare it to the next gen version 1 version of the 171 on Waterline. Quite similar, and not everything's an SCR clone, but this one is trying to be, and I'm gonna drive the 158. I'm definitely much more familiar with it, because I've ridden on these trains in real life, so let's look. Alright, there is better 158 models. Yeah, the train seats look rather nice, but there really is something missing. The driving system sucks. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of W&S spam, as said in the intro, and I feel like this is the perfect example of what not to do. I don't really know how to explain this game. A lot of these games I'm lost for words over how popular they are.
Person 2 is the 2336 Region Service to Waterline.
So, I'm sorry, why is the announcer like 15 years old? I mean, that's got to be a point off realism. I'm happy they've added announcements, but they might as well not bothered. And I believe we only have one starter route. Right, here's the map. So we are currently at Kelton Interchange. So you go to Wilton Town, and then we end up in Watford. I don't know where. Now I do Watford Central. Right, if I join the group, that'll help me get to my tram. Well, I mean, at least they added trams. SCR. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly check out if we have different routes. It's another noob train. Cheers. Right, I'm gonna hit a red here. Like, one thing, it doesn't seem like I have the option to change routes. So it might be because I don't own any, but it seems like I'm basically forced onto the Wilton loop. This is a pendulum commuter. Pendulum? So I am red. Before I was running Regionlink, which is... Aren't they the same operator? Blue has a line from Arcton to Aberton. What a pointless load of malarkey, like... You've got two operators which do the same job, but one is just worse at it. Like, Purple, for example, runs the Aberton loop and then just doesn't, like... I'm happy with the route progression, but... No, I'm happy with the prices of the trains, I'll give them that. But the cruise control sucks. It's just not realistic. I wanted a throttle. I'm wondering what to say, because I know I'll just end up repeating myself, but... There really is just nothing to say about this game. Alright, I've decided to turn graphics level up, and it still hasn't really done anything. The game still lags pretty badly, and it's not like you're getting anything out of it. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest, I expected so much. The few times I have played this, I never really just delve into it. I just thought, hey, this reminds me of old SCR, and I love old SCR. I love old SCR so much. But now I look at the game, and I'm like, old SCR must have sucked. It's just decal spam, and the map, it's needlessly huge. Tell me, we could just cut up Aberton. You've only got the AFC because of the UFC. Wilton Loop to Watga Central, or alternatively, I can drive the 158, which goes from Kelton Interchange to Watga Central. There is no difference on those routes. And let's actually look at what routes we can do. And join the pros. What in the 2016 YouTube community tab is this? Am I a Dan TDM fan? Do I adore Dennis Staley now? Am I an epic gamer pro? Right, the shift to run is probably the only good thing I can give this segment of the video. So this is Watga Central, the main station. I can't show you guys the map unless I'm driving, which is annoying. When I made this series, I said I'm going to be a harsher critic than awesome. I'm going to actually be honest, and I don't know why I expected so much from this game, but it just hasn't really given me anything. Okay, the ads are pretty nice. I take that back. 12 players in the server, and half of them are commuters. No, not passengers. Commuters. What if you're riding a train to go on holiday? To the... whatever Lynn by the Sea ripoff they've made. No! You're still a commuter! And maybe I'm just getting upset with the little things here. And look, I'm still going to give this game a good rating. And I'm sorry for the rant. No, I'm sorry I couldn't really give you guys the review I wanted for this game. These creators, they had passion, but they had really nowhere to put it, and they just... You know, if you try and force this love for trains doesn't mean that you can do anything with them. They tried so hard and ended up with so little, and I genuinely think this game could be improved if they just do a big update. They make all new GUI, rewrite the code, and yeah, maybe copying SCR again isn't the best idea. It's the best solution I can point out.
The train
Now, instead of doing a time lapse, hey, I wonder how many hours this guy grinded for. Oh, it's a girl. I'm sorry. Oh, not the purple train. No, get out. And you've just opened the left doors. You should not be able to do that. Schieferbahn. So, here we are at... How do you say it?
Schieferbahn.
Schieferbahn. So this is the Schieferbahn. It's quite a weird game, and of course my friend here recommended it.
This company's a slate railway.
Yeah,
it's not really got any operators.
This is really the only slate railway on here, and of course we have to review it and give it a rating. I was gonna add more Steam games. This is mostly just Steam, right?
Yeah, they did used to have a small diesel engine, but I don't know where it's gone.
Right,
so actually, if I show you, if I get in.
Oh, it's SC. Let me ride with you. Right, there we go. So it's currently
I
9.
haven't got mouse buttons, so you're gonna have to. Oh, wait, no, you don't have to go over the turntable.
Right.
You can see here, you can spawn a bunch of wagons.
Right, no, let's get me in a train. I'll just showcase this one.
There's a tram in here actually.
I want to see that. Even though we're not reviewing trams, the driving system's rather basic, but the.
Well, yeah, it's because it's meant to fit the time.
I'm guessing it worked.
No, I mean we can try and respawn it. Oh yeah, no, it's broken. I don't know what this one is.
Okay, that's not good. That is not good.
Yeah, ever since this game updated, it's sort of been slightly broken.
So, first question, considering you're an expert, could you tell anyone a bit about the theme of this? Because, is it historical? I'm unsure.
It's not like properly old Roblox themes, because in a lot of older Roblox games, you wouldn't see them using. I forgot what pattern of studs this is, but you wouldn't see them use it for like cobblestone. Usually, you'd have like a smooth wall because it'd be like Lego. You have studs on the top, against the bottom.
What about like the game itself? Like, is it set in like the 50s?
I'd say probably the mid 20th century, but I can't really pinpoint when. Oh hey, here's the engine I talked about earlier.
Ah!
Oh, click the delete button. I swear there's this little.
Do I look weird?
The anim's always like that. It's fine.
Wait, is that the cat? The cat.
That's the cat from Dennis Daly.
That one. I was thinking of Dan TDM. I don't know why. So this game, it's set in Germany, right?
I believe so. It doesn't really have a specific sort of architectural style, but a lot of the engines are similar to both German and English, well, British as a whole. Like, it's both English and German influence.
And of course it's narrow gauge, right? I want to show you all guys just everything this game has to offer, because I'm not an expert at Slate Railways.
Well, I was going to take you on. Wait, where do you spawn at?
I'm in a really old car. So you can be my navigator.
Okay.
This reminds me of James. Is that the red one from Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yes, you can see the jitteriness.
Yeah,
when you get like more jittery, you have to stop driving and then start driving again.
The game does jiggle a little.
What?
So how long have you been playing this for?
Probably 2 years.
So are you like the real Schieferbahn nerd?
No, I haven't really looked into the lore of it. I just like the look of it.
I'm in free cam to give everyone a better perspective.
A small sort of depot. There did used to be more wagons you could spawn, but you've only got this and this now. They probably jumbled about where they've spawned these, like with the little green engine we saw earlier. Obviously, the main focus of the game is more so on freight instead of passenger, because it is primarily a slate railway, so you're going to be carrying more cargo than. And then you have.
What about the shepherd's car?
You have this one here, which is the creator's head.
Can you drive it?
No.
Oh.
Then there's surprisingly a person here when there's usually there's only really people around the band people at Poppadom Beach.
Yeah, and they have one just by Schieferbahn, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we are. I'll
This is
fly
a bit
over
surprising. There is some older Roblox assets in this game, but most of it is his own work. Also, I will warn, if you don't move the wagons, it doesn't despawn the previous wagon. It'll just click them both and break it, so you have to delete them manually.
That's an issue. Although it's easy to delete. I do remember playing on one of these games and someone just deleted my train because I ran them
Oh,
over.
that's probably Wedgeford. Wedgeford's got a bigger community.
Much bigger, but you know, I did say 12 random train simulators, and this is quite random.
Well, it's random, but also sort of popular, because
There's a
like,
quite big community around this game, isn't there? But like
even though there's only really like the max of 6 or 9 players playing at a certain time, it's got like a couple million visits, I think.
I'll show it on screen now. Can you find like the fastest train in the game and just do that?
This one goes like 20. The shunter we had when we played with one of my friends was
Adrian?
what?
Is that the fastest?
I believe so.
Because this is going 24. This game, it's quite cool. I think it's definitely underrated, but it just pales in comparison compared to the other games we're rating. They've got a lot more order to it.
But, like, yeah, there's a clear difference in who drives in what games. Like SCR, it's going to be kids or casual players, whereas here it's going to be more role players or people who are more interested in narrow gauge railways.
I'm in free cam right now and I'm showing everyone. The game really has a lot to it, so I'd highly recommend playing it, of course. Now, let's just do a quick time lapse with all the ratings we've decided. Now, you do have to keep in mind we have an expert for this segment, and the map is beautiful but hard to navigate, very hard to navigate. So that's pretty much it for Schieferbahn. The map, I did zoom out in free cam, it's quite large, so all of the links for all the games are going to be in the description if you're interested. Now, let's do a time lapse while I show all of the things on screen. SCR is a game that needs no introduction, because whenever I speak to someone on a train-related game like Itty Bitty Railway, for example, I sometimes ask them if they play any train sims, and normally they say no, but then they'll just follow that up with, oh well, I've played SCR and this happens just so much. There's a reason SCR is the most popular game, and while I think it's overrated, just ever so slightly, if I act like I've never played this before, maybe we could get somewhere. Maybe we could figure out why so many people play this in the first place. Games like Mind the Gap and GCR, there are no casual players on those games. It's all train enthusiasts like me and you, but SCR is something different. There's still something that just makes it the best. There's a reason that this is the game that gets the most visits. This is the most popular game in this video. There is an absolute reason for that. But what is it? This is me. I will never give SCR up. You've got to put yourself in the shoes of a person who's barely even 9. Someone who plays this for the first time. Because at times there can be over 14,000 of these people at any given time playing this game. So I've just started out. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see what we got. We've got the Class 357, the Class 717, and the rest of it's locked. Yippee for me. 2 routes. Stepford Victoria to Airport Central and Stepford Victoria to Leighton City. Metro, we have 1 route. So we pick the top one on the top operator and we spawn at Beachley Sidings. Let's drive. And I mean, it's just the little things. The GUI is insanely simple, and of course that's not going to go well with people like me who, you know, want a bit more, how do I say it, depth to a game, and it's not going to go well with the train enthusiasts either. I thoroughly believe, and I mean me when I say this, listen to me, that if we used a more traditional system, like just saying, I like this about the game, I don't like this, it's a 6 out of 10. This game would just have to be a 10 because of just how biased I am. So for that reason, this is probably the reason I made all these criterias and characteristics, and in a lot of areas SCR does lack, but it just seemingly makes up for it. Like, it's realism, it is not realistic. There are quite a few other things about it that are bad. The community, and I don't even want to get started on the community. I did mention content creators. Forgive me if I didn't. I do think that their sort of market is very saturated. There are so many of just the same videos. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, I used to be an SCR content creator, but back when I had 50 subscribers, and no one watched because there's so many options, but they all suck. How come Stepford Zone has 32,000 subscribers and he does basically the same video? Anyone could do that video. There's nothing special about it. He has no personality, and I'm not saying I'm the most entertaining person to watch, but you're still here, aren't you? The thing is, a lot of people don't like SCR, and I don't know if it's down to the community or what Charlie did to that 15-year-old supervisor. SCR, back in the day, I know I sound really old saying this, 2018, 2019, up to 2020 during lockdown, just up to version 1.6, SCR was the game. Yeah, GCR was nowhere coming close. Do you think in 2019 people's devices were handling GCR? Absolutely not. British Railway, it didn't exist. MTG, it was quite dead by this point, and it's just gone down and down and down. SCR was the game, and it was modernising so fast. People started People started a rebellion in SCR because the game took 4 months to make an update, yeah. From September to December, they were just really hard working on this update. Not really, yeah. But because of that, and just everything behind it, 4 months. 4 months for an update. And they threw essentially what was a rebellion. And back then, this wasn't their jobs. The developers, they took 4 months to make one of the biggest and best expansions in the game. They added an entire operator, 2 new trains, so many routes, and then basically did it all again a month later. Where has that gone? SCR has just lost so much. Trains Express is a game I've never really had a good relationship with. I remember when it dropped, I got a notification, I checked it, Trains Express had just dropped. I was so excited to play it. And then, when I actually got to play it a couple days later, it sucked. I was never a fan of it. Am I wrong? I never really did take a good look at it. I just thought, there's so many tracks, and it's so big, but it's so empty and hollow. And being empty and hollow is just something none of the other games are. I'm a huge fan of the series, and this for me has always been the weakest one, including cable cars and trams. So that's why I decided to review it, because I want to see if I can change my mind. I want to see if, faced with the facts and faced with everything else, am I wrong? Let's go find out. So here we are at Trains Express's menu. I've had to mute the menu music, sorry about that, it's copyrighted. I'll put something on the info card there. So let's just drive already. You get 4 free trains, which is good. I checked the wiki, I'll post a screenshot. You get the Grandino and the Zaisho, I believe. And then you also get the Icarus and the Maestro, which were 2 new ones added for Trains into the City because it's taken like 3 years to release. So they just, well yeah, up there. He just thought I'll just put these 2 in the game. So because, you know, I don't know if they're going to be removed after the game does release. I'm only going to showcase these 2 free ones. The trains are pretty much all of the same quality, very consistent, so thank you for that. So here we've got the Gradino in flesh. Over there's the, that's the Maestro. I'll just show you guys this. Yeah, the quality is relatively similar. You know, you don't play this game for the trains, you play it for fun, for entertainment. And a reminder, the map is very, very big in this game. You can't see anything. You do also get a buffet car. And this is first class, I think. Hello, Marco. Back. doesn't have a cab detail. Okay, so you know, you get your basic things. There's the map, which I think is probably the worst map in any of this series. Like, I mean, MTG doesn't actually have one, and I don't think Trains does either, but compared to Trains Canyon, this game has a lot more different types of terrain, and Trains Canyon shows the difference between the desert and the grassland. Why couldn't this game do that, for example? You do also get your information about where the trains are, so that's good. And, you know, that train's probably going at max speed right now. That's another issue. It's not a bad thing, it's just different. It takes a while to get anywhere. Imagine driving a pacer on this thing. Also, the free cam, the ability to go into it's a nice touch. I'm just not really a big waiter, you know. I'm not here to do long voyages. If I wanted to do a long voyage, I'd go on one. So, I think that's probably why I don't like this game much. Another thing about this game, I forgot to mention, you also can colour the train anything you want. Let's go Stepford Express, just because why not? You've got your violet and your... yeah, there we go. Everything gets coloured apart from the pantograph. It looks better on some trains than it does others, I admit. Oh, there's the Eisen train, that's based on the ice. None of these games really have proper signalling, which is a bad thing about it. Okay, stop honking, mate. That pantograph, going up, that was quite cool. Inside, the cab's the same. The throttle does actually work, by the way. Green is the speed you're going at, and blue is the speed you want to be going at. It doesn't work for reverse, unfortunately. This train's a bit different. Got everything you need. Reminds me a bit of the trains on Trains Island, because that's also set in Japan. Toilets, no interior, unfortunately. That's something they could improve in. Oh, and another train just spawned in. That's annoying. First off, here is my least favourite station. Loire. It doesn't, yeah. So, you've got nothing. In the distance, you've got a small town. That's not how railways work. And then, is that small line of trees supposed to be an abandoned railway? The worst part of it for me is just the car park. If this is supposed to be some out-of-town terminus, then it's supposed to have, like, you know, all the stuff you need. And then if you look at it, it's just got 6 cars, something like that, and then 6 cars on the other side. There's no bus stop, there's no... You know, a station of this size, in a location like this, it'd have a coach station, it'd have a taxi rank. This has nothing. Here we are at 410, which is the Bavarian one, I think? There really isn't much here. Yeah, just no amenities whatsoever. No platform barriers, nothing, which is quite disappointing, because if you take Mind the Gap, for example, made by the same guy, Yarub, the stations in that game are immaculate. The trains might be bad and the scenery lacks in some places, but the stations, every single one, especially the tube stations and the interchanges, are immaculate. And then here you've just got... It's alright. But for 5 years later, if Yarub's specialty is stations, then why not put some specialty into that? Because the stations in the other Trains games are much better. Without further ado, it's time for my final rating. So this is a Train Simulator Roblox, copyrighted, and it is set in Eastern France. I don't know what to expect. Okay, so I've got a badge. This is interesting. Why is it all in French? You can definitely tell it's been translated. Oh. I hate games like this. The trains actually look pretty good. It's probably just what they're based on, but I think they look more like trams. Definitely look more like trams on metro trains. But this is the Ile-de-France. Right, I don't like the French people speaking. It's scary. But apart from that, I have no clue what these trains look like. I missed a stop. What? Trainways. This is a unique title, to say the least. I mean, it's set in 2005. This is the only game on the list with how I would say a modern historical setting, like, you know, the 70s to now. And it's in Australia. I really tried to get more international games on this video, but unfortunately I wasn't really able to. I haven't actually tested this game. I don't know if it's good or not. I just saw a lot of players, so I decided to show it to you all. Trainways for me is a very interesting game. I tried to get more international games on there, like Czechia and Russia and America and Germany, and I wasn't really able to do that for this video, and I apologise. Part 2, Part 3, the trams, especially. There's a lot of European tram simulators. The menu music's actually copyrighted. It's that Stay With Me song. I'm not singing it. Let's play. We've got all these operators. I'm gonna go just check the stock first, because it loads up there. I wanna go for a nice train, because I don't wanna, you know, misrepresent. Because I saw the G set, I thought that looked really cool, but I mean, it's not the best train. However, compared to the K set, for example, I think this looks a lot, and I do prefer curvy trains. The 620, 720 rail motor, I think that's what I'm going to drive. And I don't know any of these. Calcadon sounds fun. The GUI is quite good. I really like the sort of early 2000s vibes. I think they do that quite well. Oh, this map. Wow. As Sid, I've never really played this before. I played it once a few years ago, so I knew it was an actual game, and I've heard of it quite a lot. Wow, like, I was not expecting. Custom routes are indeed free. I want to go for an intercity. I don't know if these are real places. I don't think they are. I'm going to go for the North Coastline. That sounds the most scenic. Okay, scenery. Not the best, but I mean, at least there is scenery. And the driving system is quite good. The scenery, I don't really like how there's no windows, but, you know, with this... Okay, I think I just skipped that stop. I don't even think I was meant to stop there. Let's look inside the train. So, right, camera there. Oh, I like this. So here we've got our cab. We've got a seat there for our friend. Everything else looks beautiful. I'm not familiar with Australian trains at all. I know the Melbourne trams. I know the Outback. And that's it. So, you know, quite disappointingly, I'm not an expert at this. And I don't think it's fair to compare it to British train simulators, but I'm doing this mathematically, so, I mean, I've done something. Alright, here's the map. I think it's completely fictional. Alright, I'm completely lost. Where is Calcadons? I'm supposed to be going up the... Alright, it turns out I was on the wrong map. Well, that's not confusing. So we've got the State Link, which is Calcadons to Hornsworth to... Why does that exist? Intercity. I'm supposed to be going to... Alright, the tip of the red is Calcadons. It's just... Now, here we are. Right, so I'm here and I'm going southbound, and my aim is to get to... I want to go to Victoria, basically, because let's go to the airport. It stops at Victoria. Victoria seems like the main settlement, and, you know, the main city, or like interchange, is normally the best area, so I think I can judge it based on that, because a lot of the suburbs and I don't even know what I was looking at. It seemed so plain to me. Like, identical. Alright, I should probably slow down. I'm also on a better train than before. I like this a lot more. It just seems more familiar to me. I think it's a heritage unit though, so I don't know why I'm allowed to drive this. This is also free, by the way. There's a lot of payware, as they call it, but so many trains are free, it doesn't really matter. So we've got the camera here, like, I mean, once you click it, you know what you're doing, I guess. The cab is sublime, it looks very nice. It does look very old, but like, not old, vintage is a better term for it. You know how my thought process... No, this is the station, isn't it? I am such a bad driver. The acceleration and deceleration seems very realistic. I think I could actually make the platform. I swear if I have underrun. Alright, I should just be on it. These platforms seem very short, especially compared to how long... I'm kind of thinking of American trains, I just expected them to be really long. Now the doors, I press this one. There we go. So this is Victoria, alright, that makes more sense. This is the grand station I expected. I thought the station back there was. So I don't really know where I'm heading. I think I'm going southbound. Actually, no, I think I'm going the right... Yeah, I'm going... My aim is to get to the airport express. I'm not stopping at any stops after this. Oh, are we going on Harbour Bridge? Look, I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue where on earth we are. Is that an AI boat? Okay. Okay, look. This game might not do everything right, but this is much better than basically anything I've seen anyone cook up. Like, the AI bridges, another train, I believe. I should have honked at them. Alright, I have a horn here. Alright, and the sounds sound realistic enough. Honestly, this game's quite good. I don't know where I am, and that's probably a problem. You press this button to open up the map. No, that's route selection. You press M to open up the map. I am on a suburban network right now. I believe, yeah, I should be at Marinda Point next, and then just make my way to the airport. Yeah, I can imagine myself getting to the airport. Right, is this Marinda Point? Right, I'm going too fast to read that. One thing I do notice, I'm not sure if it's purposeful or not, but a lot of these names are just British cities, like Charing Cross, Marylebone, Roding Valley. These are all like British Railway related names. Although Australia has a lot of British names in common, like Perth, for example, is a city in Scotland and basically the only city in Western Australia. So I think I'm just looking too far into it. And then that's another railway, I believe. Where are we? Right, Northfield. So the next stop is Armdale, and then we'll finally get to the airport. This game, honestly, the Express was very confusing, but once I've played for about 20 minutes now, and I completely get why people glaze this game so much. I don't know if it is the best game. And, of course, if I had a friend as a guard, and we can just start talking, it's gonna be close to a 10 for me in overall score, but I do have to point out its flaws. The scenery wasn't the best, especially where we started. Uh-oh, is this the buffers? Right, no. But, you know, I really like the variety of stations as well. Parts of the game are hard for me because, for example, it's in kilometres, and I'm only familiar with the imperial system as a British person. I don't have any experience with Australia. I've never been to Australia. At least with America, I could say I've been to Florida, and I've seen the Bright Line, and I've been on a Disney monorail, but with Australia, no, I haven't done any of this. I think that's the point. No, going to Australia is about a 24-hour flight from where I live. It's quite literally the other side of the world. But with this, I can simply press a few buttons on a game. You could live even further than I do. And we can all share this experience together of a completely different world. That's what I love about games like this on this platform. Roblox isn't the best platform, but for stuff like this, it cooks, and it cooks hard. So my overall ratings will be on screen now. Last but not least, we have Train Driver 7. And I'm gonna be honest here. This wasn't a joke. I do actually want to seriously rate this, but this game, as you can see, it's not the best. The reason that I decided to is because of the maturity rating. As you can see, you just think, oh, it doesn't matter, right? No, because it is the 7th of September right now, so, I've got about 3 weeks before this game gets taken down and no one will be able to play it again. This game isn't just, oh, it's some train game from 2014, how cool. This is a piece of Roblox history. If you guys aren't interested in a game as trivial as this, feel free to skip to the end. This was one of the first train simulators ever. The game's title said that this was the largest train simulator on the Roblox platform at the time. This is from 2015. This is older than Mind the Gap Classic. This is older than SCR Legacy. This is older than GCR Classic. Older than Terminal Railways. This is probably the oldest train simulator that's still active. I thoroughly believe we could have just a better transport community overall if people really went back and looked at where we came from. This game doesn't do many things right, admittedly, but one of the things it does do right is the menu music. It gets stuck in my head for weeks. This is my 3rd time recording this game. The first one I wasn't happy with, the second one didn't save for some reason, so here we are, unfortunately, and I consider myself a self-proclaimed expert on the game. To drive, you've got to join the group, and just look at that screenshot, just for a minute. So old, and they do have steam trains, trams, and you have to pay a large amount of Robux, or ticks, as they would once called it, to drive. So you have to go all on my trains and take all trains off. So because I joined a group, I've got 3 trains. Class 172 is the best one. And the 170, yeah, that was added in the coronavirus outbreak. 5 years. Feel free to pause and read it there, but we're spawning at Central Train Station because none of the other spawns were apart from Tel Aviv. That is a beautiful. So here we are. My cursor is enabled, I hope so anyway. So we've got the anchored brake there, at the bottom right. The arrows there. If you want to get really unrealistic, you can just spam all those arrows, then turn the brake off, and you just go flying. I will try to drive properly. I don't want to derail because of the game's tracks and stuff. So old. You do have to watch out for that. We've also got our horn. You've got our routes. Let's just do that one. Okay, I don't like how slow I'm going. You either go 100 or 0. I don't know if this GUI is from 2015 or whatever, but it's quite good if it is. There's no free cam, unfortunately. Where are we? Oh, that's cool. I don't know if that's from 2015. It's hard to tell, but wow. There's the tramway. Speaking of which, you've got the map up here. Some of the names are interesting. Bus Fan Square. Knee J stop, row end, Roblox on train. No, the next station's Junction Way, and then I'll show you the 172. Is it? Imagine playing this in 2015. I actually want to go back and just play it. These tracks just being filled with trains, and then you've got one that costs like 800 Robux. The prices, by the way, are extortionate. I believe this is the only game in this video to not have free drive. Free drive meaning you don't have to do anything to drive, like join a group or pay. So here we are at Junction Way. This is the biggest station. You've got the offices up there, which don't do anything. Some other platforms, which I don't know how to use. And Junction Way. Let's go on the 172 now. Here's the 172. Here we now find ourselves on the 172, and this train actually has a good secret, which I'll edit in at the end or something. I've got some screenshots of it from one of the 3 times I've already recorded this. Let's take that anchored brake off. This is the area we have to drive carefully, I'm pretty sure. A lot of the signals just don't work. And these trains are quite short. There's also one car class 350, if anyone's wondering. Let's just fade into the time lapse. I can't be bothered to do this. This game really is a gem, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Of course, it's up to you. I've absolutely adored making this video. I'm a brutal critic, and I'm so sorry if you disagree with me. Feel free to do your own ratings in the comments below, and I'll look at them, okay? I will. You can use your own system. I don't mind. If you guys have any games at all you'd like me to review for part 2, including some smaller indie games, upcoming games, which have just been released, or maybe a very popular game I missed, Steam Era for example, please do tell me in the comments below. Another thing, while a part 2 is certainly guaranteed, I really want to do a video like this instead, ranking tram or metro, or even bus simulators. I think that could be super fun for all of us instead of just doing another part to this. Although, I'll probably end up doing both, you know me. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.